Hi there, everyone. Rachel Jane Groover here, and welcome to this episode of Awaken TV. I'm going to share with you my 5 toughest business lessons in my career. I think this is going to be super helpful for those of you that are in a career where you are working for someone else as well. A lot of it will apply, but I thought it would be important and helpful because everything's clicking along really well here at Groover Town, Groover headquarters. We're doing well. I'm less stressed than I've ever been. I'm happier. I'm healthier. Like all of that's great. We've just won an amazing award, which we can't mention right now, but in a few weeks around our business, and everything's looking great. And when you see that in somebody else's business, often we think like, well, it's always been easy, or there's not been no big challenges. And there has been many significant challenges and hard lessons that I've had to learn. And I want to go over 5 of the biggest lessons, the hardest, that took me a while to get through, and the outcome that has occurred because I stayed with it. I know I'm on the wrong track. I know there's a lesson here to learn. I've got to clean this up and to show you what the outcome was, because I don't want this to just keep recurring in your life. And I'm probably can bet that 1 or 2 of these just keep reoccurring, that you fall into the same mistakes and you don't learn the lesson that is being called to learn. At the end of this training, I'm going to share with you just quickly how to get a full scholarship to our 3-day training for business owners. So if you are watching this and you're like, I really would love to spend more time in learning more lessons and really going through the internal shifts that you must go through to become a person that people listen to, that respond to, that follow, that can run a successful, profitable business, but in integrity and with presence and sustainability. I'll share that at the end. So hard lesson number 1 was that I had to realize that the energetics of my work, like the things that were coming through me, the ideas, the practices, the workshops, are different to the energetics of other people's work. So that showed up in a few ways. Right from the get-go, when I started what was called the Yin Project back 15 years ago, I had just started dating Dada, and we had similar work, but it was like, oh, we could do a workshop together around the masculine and the feminine. And he was doing speaker training and all of that, but the energetics of his work was different. And one of the first trainings that we did, we tried to do it together, and I brought a couple of friends in to do it, and it was this sort of all of us doing this workshop because I was a little scared to really stand in my power that early of like, this is what I want it to be. So you may collaborate with other people, but a rookie mistake that I see often is that someone wants to do their own workshop or a program or a product, but in order to feel sort of safe, in order to feel like, oh, I'm not fully rejected, it's not all on me, is you'll try to find someone who you can partner with, you can do that training with, or do that product with. And you have to be so mindful of how aligned they are to the energetics of your work. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So the lesson or the outcome for me is it forced me to keep going with what my work was. And I'm not saying you never partner with anybody, but it kept, when I learned it, many times I tried to like join with other people until I realized I've got my own thing that I want to do. It forced me to sort of keep designing and looking inward and owning my power. So do not jump into, oh, who can I do this with? Or you meet someone at the local networking group and they go, oh, well, they're sort of like me. And we have like a few cups of tea and you get all excited and you start joining together. Usually that doesn't end so well, or it doesn't really bring you to where you are wanting to go, because you're after something greater, something that's more about your own power. And the other thing that we had to do in this is look at affiliate relationships. 10 years ago, there was a lot of affiliate relationships going on, like people were promoting everyone else's stuff. And I did that in the beginning, but I quickly got, it was so hard to find people that were energetically aligned to the message and the tribe, the community that we were trying to do. So I didn't jump into a lot of those relationships, and that was a real benefit to us. Second toughest lesson is that a good heart and a good spirit will not lead you to business success. It was a little shocking because I sort of came from the spiritual background, a law of attraction background, like just put it out there and be wonderful and think positive thoughts and open, but it really isn't like that in business. You can attract lots of different things, but business is about building something. It is about building a consistent stream of income with a consistent group of people that you love to work with. It's not just about, oh, I manifested a parking spot. Oh, I manifested $10,000 to drop into my lap this week. Oh, I manifested XYZ. This is about a long-term funnel of abundance and how you actually create that. So I had to learn the lessons and the strategies and all of marketing and sales, which was not what I wanted to do in the beginning. But the outcome has been great because I have come to a place where business is fun. Business is really fun because I know now through training how to message things, how to market things, how to use strategies well and not just throw spaghetti at the wall all of the time, how to figure out things when they're not working and why are they not working and be able to pull those apart. And so I got past sort of this laziness that was there in the beginning. A lot of people they're lazy about their business. They're trying to have it all sort of come and be easy and effortless, but really it's about being lazy. And I got past the myth that the myth says if it doesn't come easy, it's not worth doing. Have you heard that myth before? If it doesn't come easy or it doesn't come with effortlessness, it's just not worth doing or it's not meant to be. That is so crazy. I mean, the things that have been the most effort, like writing my books or putting my speech together or doing my TEDx talk, it was the most amount of effort. And they were the things that were the most biggest gifts. So a good heart and spirit ain't gonna do it. Toughest lesson number 3, that you cannot trust everyone that you want to trust. I'm a pretty trusting person. I want to trust people. That's where I'm coming from. And there are certain people that I want to be able to want to trust. And I think everybody goes through this at some point in business. It's not to make anybody wrong or right. Certain things happen to let go of relationships, let go of partnerships, let go of employees. And I just wanted to put that out there that you can't just trust people because you want to trust them. You have to see their past behavior. And what helped me is I had to see what behavior they were showing other people versus what they were showing me, because before trust was broken in a few different relationships over the last 14 years, I saw that they were doing that to other people. They just weren't doing it to me. And so I made that okay somehow because I wanted to keep the relationship and I didn't want the relationship to break for personal reasons, sometimes professional reasons. And also like mentors, coaches, consultants, people that you're paying. You know, I've learned that I can't trust them all the time. There's conflict of interest sometimes. You know, they're saying do this, but it's about you signing up for their consulting package again or something like that. So you've got to just be very wary and do your due diligence and not just trust people too easily, but stay in a place where you're not like skeptical or not trusting, but you can't just do that because you want. And so my outcome has been being more discerning and not and realizing that seeing people for who they are and what their behavior is not about them being evil or wrong or bad people. It's just where they're at, and that it's not about me being mean and judgmental. It's just about being discerning. And in business, you need to be very, very discerning, because there are a lot of people, I would say most people are not at the energetic, spiritual awareness and consciousness, especially in capitalism, that you and I are. Lesson number 4, you will be criticized and manipulated by more people. That is what has happened, because when you grow, you are around more people. You are in front of more people. You're putting yourself out there. So yes, I have been criticized more than I've ever been. The more that I grow, and manipulated, meaning people might email, they're trying to get out of something that they've agreed to, or they're trying to put me in a bad situation because it would make them in a better situation. And they would definitely not call it manipulation, but it is that. And so that happens. But the outcome has been actually really amazing to see that that's what happens. The more people that are following you and around you, the more challenge that might happen. It's helped me to embody the truth, which is no one can affect the way that I feel. No one can affect it. It's about myself. It's about yourself in the moment. And lesson number 5, I got past the myth that business gets easier. Hate to break it to you, but business does not get easier. It actually can get harder. You've got more employees. We have about 13 of us working here at Groover Seminars. You have more vendors. You have more clients. It does not get easier. And to realize that has been huge for me, to not be in this constant disappointment loop of it's going to finally get somewhere that I want it to get to, and then it will just be all amazing. That is not happening. Business doesn't get easier. I get better. I get better at it. And so the lesson and the outcome has been that to get to happiness and to get to true joy in business, I master this. I get better. I have more fun. I know how to handle things. And then it feels like business is easier, but we probably had about the same amount of problems that we had to fix this week than we did last week or last year or the year before. But we together as a team have got better. So I'd love for you to post a comment or question below. Do you have another tough lesson you're right in that I might be able to shed some light on? And for those of you that are business owners, or you are thinking very seriously about quitting your job and moving into your own work, into your own entrepreneurship journey, I highly, highly recommend you join us for The Awakening this year. We're doing it in 2 places, Melbourne and Denver, so in Australia and the US, and we have a few full scholarships left. So if you still see the link that is in the email working and below on this post, then there are still a few full scholarships left, which means you don't pay anything to attend. All you do is have a fully refundable deposit that you will get back if you attend, not if you don't attend. We want to make sure that you are joining us. But if you are looking for the best tools, strategies, practices on being seen and heard and responded to and followed through speaking, through videos, through networking, anything like that, please consider joining us. This is specifically designed to be an experiential journey. It's why we call it The Awakening, an experience, to help you make the important inner shift that you need to make in order to become this type of person that people actually want to follow, to be more than just a service provider, a coach, a healer, a mentor, but to be a thought leader in your industry, as someone who is really elevating the conversation and the work that you need to do personally around fear, around rejection, around your shadows, to make this enjoyable and sustainable and profitable for you. Then click on the link, read about it today. They always will go. We've done scholarships every now and then for an event. This is the only event this year, for actually the next year, that we are going to do any scholarships, because we feel passionate this time about helping entrepreneurs not go through months and years of the mistakes that Dana and I made, and help you get a lot further faster. We will share strategies, but it's not just about that. It's a little different than the usual business coach's event or business training that you might do. It's not about filling pages and pages in your notebook, but the energetic shift, the spiritual and mental, emotional fitness that you need to go through in order to live into the business that is going to make you very, very happy. So I'll post the links below. Make sure you hop on over to that link, and we will see you next week on Awaken TV. Hope this was helpful, hearing my toughest mistakes and challenges and lessons in business over the last many years. Take care.